Dear chess friends, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas! We are continue our transmissions from Ain Classic chess tournament, playing in Rotana Hilly 5 stars hotel, and game 8. I am choosing from you game. Very sharp, very complicated game yesterday from Martyn Kravtsiv, Ukrainian player, 2576, and Levon Babujian, 2471, Sicilian, like Shevinidorf, Sheviningen, e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c take d4, knight take d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6, bishop e3. Most popular here nowadays is knight g4 move, but Levon Babujian, he played e6, Sheviningen style, f4. Also another move is f3, f4, knight bd7. It's not main continuation, best move maybe by the way playing by Kasparov b5, so we should respect big names. Queen f3, bishop b7, bishop d3, knight bd7, castle. In game Kasparov played against Leonid Yudasin. I was in playing hall in this moment, 1988 USSR Championship. Kasparov won very nice positional games, show all main ideas of this variation. Rook c8, castle, bishop e7, rook a e1, castle, queen h3, knight c5, bishop f2, knight fd7, king h1, bishop f6, rook d1, I am watching, if e5, knight take d3, rook a d1, rook e8, so bishop g1, g6, knight e2, bishop g7, regrouped pieces Kasparov, and after white's move f5, Kasparov played cool queen e7, after bring knight on e5 and won. Another games maybe better than a3, very smooth castle, appeared in recent game. Judith Polgar played against Peter Svidler, knight c5, rook d1, b4, knight d5. Here maybe also deserves attention, knight take d5, Peter Svidler took on d5, rook c5, c take d5, rook d5, knight g3, and white has some compensation for pawn. Another sharp move here instead of castle, also black already, white tried here g4 move, tested h, and maybe best move here is h6. Levon Babujian played knight bd7 and queen f3, queen c7, long castle, b5, and now there are two options for white, bishop d3, solid move, bishop d3 happened in some, also appeared before bishop d3, bishop b7, g4, knight c5, g5, knight fd7, king b1, well-known position in theory here, and knight c2, hg6, h4, bishop g7, h5, rook g8, and here position complicated, both sides has chances. Martyn Kravtsiv here, Ukrainian player, was last year he shared first place here in Ain Classic. He played e5, sharp move, and after now bishop b7 is coming under queen h, it's happened in the game, d take e5, it's refuted by knight b5, I say knight b5, and after queen take e8. e5, bishop b7, queen h3, d5, all quite same we saw in many games, quite same idea. Knight take e6 played by Martyn Kravtsiv, knight sacrifice is typical Sicilian sacrifice. But some positions, they have many features. All positions, for example, king d8 is losing now by bishop b6, pin, they lost queen, and position is losing now. So Levon Babujian here played bishop e7, main line, bishop take b5, typical sacrifice, a take b6, b5, knight take b5, queen c6, knight d6, king d8, f take e5. Right now all happened in 51 years ago. It's appeared in game Nei Darga playing in Beverwijk. Now it's Vekanzea tournament. 1964. And king c7 was also played in game of Nei Darga, but now computer told me the best move for black was knight e4. Another engine shows knight f7, but I analyze something different. Knight take b7, queen take b7, rook d7. This is main line I show you. Rook d1, knight d6, queen b3. Position unclear. White sacrificed rook, but how many pawns? 3 pawns here. Rook a6, c take d6 is only move now. Bishop take d6, otherwise black losing by queen b8 check and rook take d6. And after bishop d6, whites continue to make this. I don't mention another engine. Bishop b6, rook d3. I will show you main line. Rook f8, queen c4 check, king b7, rook, bishop c5 pin, rook f1 check, king d2. Of course, it's not human. This is all computer analysis. Bishop take d6, queen c6, bishop c5, rook f3, king d2, rook f5, queen b3 check, and here black is playing for win, but white can resist. So after knight e5, e4, it's computer novelty. Black has a good position, and black has promising position. But I asked it before how long time Levon Babujian thought about his move king c7, and he played quickly king c7 here, and happened rook d4. It's happened in rook e7. I also happened queen rook d4 in the game, but what I want to tell you here, rook d4, but queen e7 according computer also, and according also common sense. Why not take bishop? So knight d5, rook take d5, queen take d5, rook d1, and here queen e5. This even Martyn Kravtsiv saw this position, but maybe he missed here bishop b6 move. This is okay, for human is possible to find, for human mind. Take rook d1, queen take bishop b6, now king b6 is losing immediately after knight c4 check. Best move here, king c6, and in such position, in this position, white must find very difficult move, queen f7 with two ideas, queen c4 check and queen f3 check to take bishop on b7. And right now, main lines is, okay, let's see first main line, rook a f8. We will see very important because rook not handing on a8 in some variations. Queen c4, king b6, queen b3, king c7, queen, and now only knight b5, some pin, and rook f7, for example, knight a7 winning with knight c6 idea and queen c8 mate. If queen e6, move a4, not queen b8, move a4 with same idea, knight d4 and knight c6 check. And looks is computer resisting, looks after knight c6, here white is winning here. Another line, also interesting, king c6, queen f7, Houdini giving us the best move, rook a4, try to protect c4 square, queen f3 check, and now rook e4 computer move again. So many moves by computer, very difficult find everything here. If knight take e4, king b6, so knight take e4, king b6 here, so, but best move also, again, is not human move, bishop e3, rook e8, computer giving, what is my analysis? Rook e8, knight take e8, queen e8, bishop f4 again, making threat rook d6, king b6, rook d6 check, bishop c6, queen b3 check, king, and white should not afraid to take bishop, rook e1, king d2, in case of queen e2, king c3, there is no checks, so rook e2, king c3, rook e3, bishop take e3, queen f3, king b4, and seems white is winning now. Very, very complicated. So let's go back. Rook a4, we saw variations. What Martyn Kravtsiv, he missed it. Queen take e7 move. But rook d4 was played in Darga, in Nei Dargo, Ivo Nei, international master from Estonia, friend of Paul Keres. He played here, Klaus Darga here played, I think, he played, what happened in the game? Rook a5, e take f6, rook e5, knight b5 check, queen b5, rook d7, queen d7, queen e5, bishop d6. So even without computer they played, looks well, f take g7, rook g8, bishop d4, how many? 4 pawns for sacrificed piece, bishop f4 check, queen d7, queen c5, bishop c6, queen f8 check, and black resign in one predecessor's game. King b8, official novelty played by Levon Babujian. And now Martyn Kravtsiv, he played queen e7. He took on f6, but after queen e7, knight d5, queen g7, knight take e3. Maybe white miss it after queen h7, they are protected on c2. And black can play rook e8, king b1, queen a6, knight b5 check, deflection, queen from protection on rook on a8. And here 2 rooks and 5 pawns against 3 pieces without pawn. Black is losing here. So Martyn Kravtsiv didn't play, but he played also good move, e7 take f6. Now for sacrificed piece, he has 3 pawns, so bishop f6. And now he play rook b4 is best move. Levon Babujian also play the best move rook a6, not allow his opponent to take on b7 because of queen b7, knight b7, rook e6, rook e6, so rook a6, and now again Martyn Kravtsiv already he has not enough time for thinking. He played queen b3, looks right move, but he must play rook d1 to protect on d6, very important protect knight, and main line here bishop e5, and some hidden move here, very difficult to find, queen e7 move. Queen e7 move absolutely okay, maybe impossible for human mind. They are taking queen back, queen f4, rook f4, and white is better here. So queen e7 move, very difficult to find. Another also moves knight b6, queen b3, keeping tension. Queen knight untouchable on d6 because of bishop f4, bishop e7, rook take b6, rook take b6, queen take b6, and this endgame after bishop g2, white has 2 pawns. Here, big chances to win. Another move after rook d1 is king a8, remove king from pin, but same idea, queen b3 and bishop on b7 here. No position, white position is much better here. Here Martyn Kravtsiv, he played queen b3, knight, queen take d6, rook b7, king a6, and he missed. Fantastic defensive source for black, knight c5. Knight c5, in case of rook d6, knight b3 check, and black winning rook here. Otherwise, knight c5, Martyn should take on c5, queen c5 and play this position, but he played queen b5, and Levon Babujian surprised him by queen c6 move. Queen e6 move. Again, very tough move to find, because idea is if bishop c5 check, bishop g5 check, and clear mate on a2, mate in 1. So in case of queen c5, king b7 is rook up for Levon Babujian. So queen e7 double attack, queen e6 very tricky, excellent counter chance for Levon Babujian. Martyn Kravtsiv, he was inside knot here, and he took on c5. After king b7, he made luft for king, trying to bring rook on d3, but after rook c8, queen b5, rook a, king a8, bishop f4, queen c4, rook up for black, and Martyn Kravtsiv resigned here. Very interesting, very sharp game. So many variations here, and I advise if our dear spectators, if you like to train your complication skill, if you try to how you play in some sharp position, try to check this game, try to put position, try to calculate some variation. Don't look what engine proposed, or don't look what played in the game. And this is nice example, how nice training example, how to train your calculation, fantasy, and skills to play in sharp positions. So our What happened in our tournament in round 7? Gaius Nigalidze leader, he was 5.5 points. He drawn against his main rival Yuri Krivoruchko, top seeded player. To Krivoruchka, now Nigalidze has 6 points from 7. Krivoruchka, Zhigalko from Belarus, Vladimir Anishchuk, more Ukrainian player. Tigran Petrosyan, Sahaj Grover, he beaten Evgeny Mirosnichenko and Sergei Volkov. Sergei Volkov from Russia, he won in 24 games in Nimzo, F3 variation. They all have 5.5 points. Next, our transmission will be devoted for some interesting endgames from round 7, and we will see it late. Thank you very much for attention. It was Grandmaster Komarov. Hope to see you again in Alain Classic Chess Tournament. Thank you very much.